Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here, and today we're going to talk about how to get a personal loan, or at least a $10,000 personal loan from Discover. Now, a lot of people may have got approved for the Discover card, but right now, the best time to apply for like a Discover personal loan or personal loan with lending institutions this time of year, because they're in a rush to be able to get credit cards and personal loans into people's hands, so they kind of lower their threshold. Okay, so I just wanted to go over some of the criteria in order for you to qualify for a Discover personal loan. And the first one, understanding that Discover, they're offering you anywhere from $2,500 up to $35,000 per loan. Okay, now in reference to the qualifications of that, you have to be a U.S. citizen plus over the age of 18 or older. Now, another criteria is that your age, that your income. Your income, you have to be making at least $25,000 or higher in income. Now, where I made previous personal loan videos about people with challenging credit or bad credit is where you can have at least, be making at least anywhere from $800 up to $1,500 to get qualified. But not for Discover. They want you to make at least $25,000 a year or more. Okay? Now, here's one thing that a lot of people, even with bad credit loans, they're being denied, and this is the reason why. Their debt to income ratio. So, meaning that you don't have enough income that's covering your monthly expenses. So for lenders to be willing to give you more money, to them, they're taking a very high risk. And so this is the reason, like a lot of people that may meet some of these criteria, even for bad credit loans, that don't do a credit check, they may be looking at your debt to income ratio. Another thing, people that are applying for like bad credit loans, the reason they may be denied is that they don't have an active bank account. Okay, so they don't want you to have like a prepaid debit card. You actually have to have an active bank account in order to get approved for a bad credit loan. So this is the reason a lot of people, well, I've been turned down. I tried to get a personal loan with my bad credit and they turned me down. Again, it could be because your DTI, your debt to income ratio, is too high, or to where they're like, okay, if you're making, say, let's just say, they say, okay, you're making $1,500, right? If you're making $1,500 and your rent is $850, and then your other bills and stuff is expanding out to where you're probably about $1,425. They're like, well, you may not have enough income to cover the loan that we're wanting to offer you. So this is one of the reasons that a lot of people, even with bad credit, with the bad credit lenders, are turning them down. It's not because of what's on the credit file, it's because of your debt to income ratio. So you have to understand that, and also not having an active bank account. All right? Now, in reference to talking about the credit score with Discover, they want you to have at least a 660. Now, here's what I would tell you. If you do meet these other criterias and you may have a high debt to income ratio, sometimes you can call their loan consideration department and explain your situation, that you're trying to get the loan so you can pay down some of your debt, or you're trying to consolidate debt. Then they may just manually push it through. Okay, so it doesn't mean that they're just going to automatically say no, because you still have an option where you can call their loan consideration line, and you have to Google their loan consideration line, because I'm not going to put it in the description because I don't know it. But at the same time, you can Google it and you can talk to them about maybe giving you the chance, even though you may have a high debt to income ratio. All right. Also, the loan terms is anywhere from 3 years to 7 years. So you may get the maximum of a $35,000 loan, and so you may ask them to carry it on for 7 years. But you won't be penalized if you pay the loan off earlier. But I just learned that if you're going to take out a loan, you always want to take out the maximum amount of time, even though you may pay it off, as long as they're not going to charge you a penalty for it, okay? So I hope that this helps you to decide if you're going to go after Discover a personal loan. And like I said, about $10,000, in order to qualify for that $10,000, like I said, the two big factors is looking at this and looking at this, okay? Like I said, the credit score, it does matter, but at the same time, their biggest two factors is going to look at your annual income and your DTI, your debt to income ratio. So I hope that this gives you some clarification. So if you decide you're going to go after a Discover personal loan, now you know what to expect and you know how to contact them. Now, if you do have challenging credit and you know that you have a low debt to income ratio and you do have an active bank account, I'll put a link to the recommended lenders that work with people that have a credit score less than a 660 to see if you can get approved for a loan through them as well. So this is Houston with Three-Way Funding. I hope that this video is educational to you. And always, if you don't mind, liking, sharing, and comment. If you ever used Discover to get a personal loan, let us know. So this is Houston with Three-Way Funding. Thank you.